Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Pollack from the anchor desk of the Critical Post Chicago. Welcome to another edition of the Critical Post Chicago Report. Thanks again for tuning us in, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate it. Welcome back to the only anchor desk in America not enforcing the blackout on the assassination of the President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. Again, I will repeat it for the record. There is no government, either municipal, county, state, or federal, that is legitimate in this country. The reason they aren't legitimate is because they have not demanded for the last 57 years a full accounting, unredacted, from the federal authority as to the exact offense which surround the most heinous act against the citizens of this country, the murder of John F. Kennedy. And I will remind you, this anchorman carries no water for any celebrity, political party, or personality, and is not performing the purveyance of news content for any narcissism on the part of yours truly. And though hard, straightforward news is not a good business model, someone in this country has to do the job that has been left to rot on the floor of modern history. Unbiased, concise reporting. Unbiased news. Now, I'd like to make an announcement before I get into the headlines. This studio has added a new capability, and when it's completely burned in, I'll be able to take live calls on the air. Undoubtedly, you notice this broadcast is in black and white, as was the previous broadcast about George Floyd. From here forward, all broadcasts will be in black and white to serve as a reminder to the audience that there are certain things that need to be retrieved and used in our present status, and that is aspects of the analog world from which all this technology had been born. It's time to take the batteries out of your cell phones when you're not expecting a phone call or when they're not in use. The government doesn't need to know where you are every second of the day, and it's better for your health. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the latest headlines from the Critical Post Chicago. I will remind you, and they will be posted underneath the description of this broadcast, that all the previous headlines filed from this anchor desk since the 27th of April are still in play. Here's the latest. Headline. Reports are now surfacing that the lockdown of the world's economy has been based on a complete farce. In addition, information is coming forward that the disease is not nearly as deadly as earlier presumed by the quote-unquote authorities. We'll have a report on the efficacy of the testing kits being manufactured in a forthcoming Goldwater report. And you will be alarmed to find out exactly what's going on there. Headline. Earlier this week, UFO authority Dr. Stephen Greer, seen on a broadcast on YouTube, has stated his contacts in Washington, D.C. tell him that the COVID-19 virus is being considered by the intelligence community, a lawless community of the United States federal government, as an engineered bioweapon. Headline. Americans are still coming to grips with softball martial law. Headline. Q-Anon community not convinced yet they're being gamed by unknown entities in a game of political chess. Headline. Twitter profiles of Majestic 12 and John F. Kennedy Jr. seem to be propaganda support for Trump re-election campaign. Headline. Americans still don't understand there is no Constitution in force. Headline. Political theater from Washington, D.C. is distraction from the reality of no rule of law existing in the United States. And finally, headline. Former anchor personality and former Fox News commentator Greta Van Susteren posted on her Twitter feed calls to unseal the unredacted JFK files. And she's the only celebrity to have done so. That's it for the headlines, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you again for tuning in to another Critical Post Chicago report. Until then, and the next time, good luck. That is all.